Hey, transportation community, this is Luis Lopez, the Freight Guru, and today I want to focus on something that has frustrated me for over 15 years, and that's a digital marketing strategy for transportation. And today we're going to focus on the digital marketing strategy for B2B because in 15 years, I have gone through third-party vendors, I have spoken to consultants, and I have now built 15 websites. And every time I built a website, I have improved my marketing strategy by these steps that I'm going to show you today. A lot of you might not think that websites and SEO and social media is related to procurement on transportation websites and providers. But I'm of the opinion that vendors now procure online. And I want to give you some easy steps and some links that I think will help you grow your website and help you grow your website organically. PPC is expensive. It is immediate. SEO takes time. It takes vision. It takes discipline. And I want to show you those steps today. So the first thing we want to talk about is the UI, the user interface. And in creating now 15 websites, I focused on 5 key steps on every website. New payment system, which causes less friction, a way for customers to pay online. Conversion and transition pages added, which is be specific from your homepage, move your audience to a specific service on a subpage. A 1, 2, 3 sales funnel. People want an easy, less friction way to get to their end result. And I'm a big believer that your sales team should link to your website, and you should create a Calendly, which is basically an Outlook automation that allows you to set up 15, 30-minute meetings online. Must be mobile friendly. You got to have that website be able to be used on a phone. Now I want to focus on how we get SEO keywords. I like using SpyFu. And if we look at SpyFu here and we log in, you can see that by logging into SpyFu, you can do a lot of different things on your website. And all these things that we're talking about today are going to allow you to organically input keywords on that website that are going to cause validation and authority on Google search engine. So what I recommend doing is looking at your SEO rankings on SpyFu. For example, one of the companies that I've created a website for is GoFreightHub.io. Oops, spelled that wrong. And here we could do a bunch of things that I think will help you have a better understanding of what your website's happening and how it's happening. So when you look at competitors, for example, you can look at your competition and you can see who your competition is and what they're doing online. So pulling up GoFreightHub.io, we can look at a 1 year, 6 month, and we can look at all our keywords. We can look at all the words that are related to the website, all the backlinks, and anybody that is searching and related to those searches. This is a very powerful and very inexpensive way to capture keywords. For $33 a month, you can utilize SpyFu, and then you can very easily combat and figure out who are your main competitors. You can also look up your SEO keywords, and then you can pull an Excel spreadsheet with all those keywords and then organically enter those keywords into your website. That is building authority with Google. So you want to make sure you add those keywords, right? And then brand those keywords into backlinks and into ways of improving your website. So SpyFu, a great way to improve your website and get moving. Next thing I want to talk about is ways of organically reaching your audience. And I want to look at Quora today, which is a way of asking questions to your audience and then responding to those questions, right? And I think Quora is a great way to get a very authentic and brand awareness a vendor-customer relationship, okay? So Quora is a great way to set up an action plan and build your SEO with questions and responses from your audience. The next thing I want to look at is Yoast. And Yoast is SEO for everyone. And when you look at Yoast, what Yoast does a really good job, it allows you to figure out where your errors on your website are. It's very user-friendly. It's set up so that you can grow with Yoast. And it gives you the ability to do training, copywriting, site structure, structured data for beginners so that you're able to improve your website and find the errors, because with errors on your website, that will lead to reducing your validity with Google and bringing you down on that page. And the goal in SEO is to get to that first page of Google. So we have Yoast. We have Quora, which allows you to interact with your customers, answer questions. Next thing I want to talk about is automation. And in order for customers to log into your site and to get the most bang for their buck, I think you need to have a very simple CRM platform, which allows for you to give the user an immediate notification that you've received their request, a 7-day notification, and then a 14-day notification. So when a user goes into your website, they should be prompted to provide an email, a phone number, and basic information like their name. By doing that, they might be added to your mailing list. They might be added to your blog post. They might be added to your monthly news calendar and email calendar. From there, with MailChimp, you're able to redirect and build a sales funnel of all those users' email into a monthly blast. You can also send them discount codes and different ways of interacting with you and engaging with them in order to become a customer of yours. This is super critical on a website, because when a user goes onto your website, if they don't have an email and a validation that you've engaged with them, they're probably going to go to somewhere else where they're going to get that validation. So I highly recommend utilizing MailChimp. And MailChimp is very cost effective. The pricing structure, we'll look at that right now. You're looking at the pricing structure for premium, $299 a month. A standard version, which I recommend, is $14.99 a month. So very inexpensive way to get started with a very basic CRM. You don't want to create Quora, answer questions, get users to your website, and then not retain that data. You want to make sure that if you get somebody that is potentially a customer to give you their name, their phone number, and their email, that you're retaining that data and entering that data into a CRM like MailChimp is going to work wonders for you as you scale your business. Next thing I want to talk about is goals, right? And I'm in the same position you are today. I have run a trucking company with different modes of transport, from LTL, full truckload, container drayage, as well as warehouse distribution center. And now I'm engaging a new audience, being a freight coach and helping you on day-to-day on how to improve your business. And in my opinion, you need to set monthly, weekly, and yearly goals. I recommend a 2x growth on a specific platform. So pick a platform that you really enjoy working with. For example, LinkedIn. And if you have 100 users today, set up a goal to get to 200 users within a month, right? And the way you're going to do that is by engaging with your audience. It's signing up to Quora, getting questions, getting answers to those questions, setting up a CRM with MailChimp. That's going to engage and interact with your audience. And by doing that, you're going to be able to grow that audience. So set yourself up with goals. 2x. If you have 100 followers, go ahead and make that 200 in the next month. This is an example of the brand I'm trying to create. Build an audience with authority and empathy. Removing the resistance of sale from users has proven to be extremely successful, especially among B2B markets. So what I'm telling you here is that it's not always a good idea to sell a service. I'm of the opinion, if you provide empathy, if you provide value, customers will come, Okay. So providing value, providing knowledge, providing widgets, providing value added is going to lead you to the top and is going to make your website different from the rest. Here's an example of my goals and my ways of me engaging with my new audience, which is the Freight Guru and how to grow your trucking and logistics company. So what I'm looking to do is educational how-tos for logistics and trucking, tips to improve supply chain, how to use new technologies in transportation, learn trucking secrets that are really not secrets. It's actually 15 years of experience that I've gone through trial and error. I don't want you to go through that. Learn from expert interviews. Ask me questions. Tips to certify your business. So how can you improve and validate your business as a top authority in your industry, no matter what mode of transport you're in? A great way to via social media to interact with users is on YouTube. And I've been doing a lot of research on influencers in trucking. There's a ton of a day in the life of a trucking driver. There's a ton of a day in the life of a dispatcher. Reach out to that person. Set up an interview. Do a 5-minute call. Get those questions from that user, that influencer, and put it on Quora. Video it. That's going to be a different way of looking at the trucking community, the drivers in that community, the dispatchers. What are their frustrations? What are their goals on a weekly, daily, yearly basis? Where is the industry going? These guys are in the trenches. They know where the industry is depending on what type of mode of transport they're doing. So that's a great way to engage your audience and grow and scale. Here we're looking at our pillars and the different ways to organically and via paid search be a validation and authority on Google. So the first thing we're going to look at is pillar content. YouTube, for example. Brand awareness via social media. So that would be LinkedIn and all the social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, landing pages. Find ways to interact with other validated and authority pages online and get your content out there. And then migrate all that into a sales funnel like MailChimp so that you can retain those users and reach out to them constantly via a monthly blast or a newsletter. The other way of doing it is Google Ads. If you're new in transportation and you want instant gratification, you're going to have to go on PPC and spend money on Google. I think that that's a great immediate satisfaction, but it's not long-term. SEO is going to grow your business organically, and customers that procure now from Wayfair, Amazon, Costco, Walmart, they're procuring online, but they're looking more at companies that are all over the internet and are on the first page, and it's not an ad. So I would stay away from ads long-term, but immediately if you want to scale and grow your business, PPC might be the way for you, and we'll look at that in detail in upcoming episodes. And here's an example of my weekly goals and my weekly calendar. Social media plan and go. So on Sundays, I like to do research online, come up with new topics. Monday's production day, create content. Tuesday's edit day, edit and build your content. Wednesday's post day, post that content. Thursday's interact. So you're going to keep on posting. You're going to interact with your users. You're going to, on Friday, post small clips on social media, clickbait. Get your audience engaged. 15, 20-second, 30-second videos of what you're going to be discussing in upcoming episodes or in upcoming posts. Saturday, engage if your audience is active. If not, research and plan like you would on Sunday. Finally, I want to give you today a to-do list to do. And if you stay consistent and you do this, I believe that you're going to move way faster in that website validation and authority. So be consistent with your calendar, create social channels, post on LinkedIn, add a CRM like MailChimp, start an SEO campaign, define your brand and stay consistent. Really, really important to define what your company's doing. Define that, build that brand. And finally, I understand all this that I'm saying to you today. You might not be good at creating digital content. You might not be good at animation, and you might not be a web designer. I understand that. But luckily, we have Fiverr, and Fiverr, I think, does a very good job. For under $1,000, you could do everything I've asked you to do today, which is go on Fiverr, design a website, create SEO, If you're new to transportation and you just created a website, Fiverr can help you with PPC, and they can help you with that website creation. So today is the beginning of your journey towards building your website and building your SEO content, either through social media platform or through your website. I'm challenging you today to start building that website and get going and become an authority on the first page of Google. This is the Freight Guru signing out. Have a great day.